All of the elements are in place for an economic crisis of staggering proportion. All of the elements are in place for an economic crisis of staggering proportion. All right, first and foremost, I'd like to give all thanks, glory, honor, and praise to the supreme power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone. Peace and salutation to all you walking out there doing the works in sincerity and truth through the four winds. Shalom to the few sisters watching and learning. Stay strong and remain humble. This is the Brother Carson one from the GMS Bahamas Nassau camp. Back at you with another lesson. Lord's willing, this lesson be edifying and help you be built up in the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. All right, so here we have it. You see, bad times are ahead. Bad times are ahead, but are our people ready for it? Do they see it coming? All right. But as men of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, men who are supposed to have that spiritual eye salve to see these things, our duty, all right, is to make mention of it, sound the alarm, all right? But we only out here for the electorate of our people, which is the so-called Native Americans, Negroes, and Latinos, all right? We only out here for the elect because we know 2/3 will never be able to see this coming. They could read it, they could see it on TV, they could hear it on the radio, it could slap them in the face, but the most they have their eyes blinded, they can't see this, all right? But the elect are going to be able to see it and prepare, all right, to stand in the day of the Lord's judgment. Because as we see from this heading, bad times are near. All right. So I want to bring this article out, and I'm going to bring a couple of precepts to help drive my point home. Lord's willing, this lesson be edifying and help you be built up in the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right. It says all of the elements are in place for an economic crisis of staggering proportion. As you can see, this article is written on February 22nd of this year. All right. It says, for several months, I'm going to start from here. I'll highlight it as best as I can. Several sources for several months have suggested a crash is coming in 2024. All right. It says, but why now? It says that the federal government can no longer contain the debt or bolster the economy with free money. All right, this free money which came from when the pandemic started, straight up to this point. All right, with all those bailouts and for them throwing money at the problem, when things was basically shut down, when the world was on shut down. All right, they had to provide money for people in order for them to survive, in order for them to have a roof over their head, to pay their bills, and so on and so on. And it had a trickle down effect over here in the Caribbean also, especially in the Bahamas, which rely on 90% of their money from the tourist dollar. All right, that had a major effect on us because we was on lockdowns too. All right, everybody was basically on what you would call, they call it social services over there in the States. All right, but we call it national insurance over here for the most part. You know what I mean? So everybody felt that trickle down effect. Okay. Where was it? It says the day of reckoning for the 4 years of reckless spending may be now. All right. I'm here now. It says that they were able to delay. As a matter of fact, let's bring one precept to my head. To say the day of reckoning may be nigh for that 4 years of reckless spending. All right. So guess what? Let me get 2nd Edges 15 and 49. This is the book of 2nd Edges 15 and 49. It says, I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty. All right, poverty going into this recession, what they're speaking about that's going to happen in 2024 from the article what I'm reading. I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, the sword, and pestilence to waste thy houses with destruction and death. All right, and this is going to be the outcome. All right, because people are going to get to such a desperate measure where they're going to start taking chances, where they're going to start taking risks. All right, which is going to fatally lead to their demise. Okay, all right, because when you see a man back against the wall, all right, he can't feed his family. All right, the next resort is taking these things with violence, and these days are coming. All right, but a lot of our people can't see it because they're living deliciously. Basically, they're back on the job now, getting their 9 to 5 or getting their paycheck to paycheck now, so they feel a little comfortable. All right, forgetting what happened just 4 years ago when everything shut down. All right, the drop of a hat. All right, when all you had, all right, was Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai to deliver you. or basically to increase your faith, all right, because the Most High provided, all right, for His servants. He provided for us down here in the Bahamas, all right, when nothing was happening. Okay, but a lot of our people, they proud, they high hardy, they get their six-figure jobs, they get their image to maintain, you know what I mean? Not knowing bad times is around the corner, not knowing this recession is around the corner. you know. So it says, I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty. Like I said, poverty is going back into this recession in this article that I'm reading. All right. It says they were able to delay Slovakia. It says they were able to delay the U.S. economy's day of reckoning. Slovakia. It says they were able to delay the U.S. economy's day of reckoning, but they were not able to put it off indefinitely. During the pandemic, the Federal Reserve pumped trillions of dollars into the financial system, and our politicians borrowed and spent trillions of dollars that we did not have. All right. It says that all of that money caused quite a bit of inflation and created a sugar rush for the economy. In other words, the economic conditions were substantially better than they would have been. Unfortunately, they will be a great price to be paid for short-term thinking from the federal government on down, and our entire society is absolutely drowning in debt. And now it appears that our economic problem is about to hit the next level. All right. So of course it's going to hit the next level, because if we continue to throw money at a problem without solving the actual problem, which we expect to happen, that's just like putting one little small band-aid over a gaping wound. All right. Eventually the band-aid is going to fall off and it's going to begin to fester. And this is what happening. This is happening now. All right, because the world's economy is unstable. All right. But because, like I said, because people could could provide food or put food in their house, or they could eat from day to day. All right. They forget that these things can be done at a snap of a finger from the supreme power Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right. Da 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 da. Let me see. It says read a little bit more. All right. It says in early 2024. In early 2024, there are all sorts of signs that the economic activity in the United States is really starting to slow down. All right, and that's bad news for a country that relies on tourism over here, and like the Bahamas. Like I said, 90% of our money comes from the tourism industry. So, and the majority of our guests comes from Babylon the Great, which is the United States. All right, so that's bad news for us over here who do rely on tourism. It says, for example, we just learned that consumer spending fell sharply during the month of January. Consumer spending fell sharply in January, presenting as potential early dangerous sign for the economy, the Commerce Department reported on Thursday. All right. So, like I said, this is happening. All right. Recession is rearing its ugly head. All right, but our people ain't ready for this. You want to know why? Because, like I said, they could buy things now. They could afford to get things now. Things are a little cheap for them. All right. So they ain't paying no mind to it. But guess what? We got to keep a watchful eye for these things. Which brings me to this next precept, second address 16 and 21. I think it is. Done. This is the book of second address, chapter 16 and 21. It says, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon the earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case, and even then shall evils grow upon the earth, the sword, famine, and great confusion. All right, and this is what I'm saying now, because people back on their jobs, they're making their little money right now, they're on their foot, you know what I mean? They think that everything's fine and dandy. All right, they could afford to do things now, but guess what? When this recession comes, it's going to hit them like a ton of bricks. All right, they're not going to be able to sustain themselves. All right, it's going to cause mass chaos and devastation. The poverty level is going to go up. People are not going to be able to eat, which is going to bring in that famine. All right, mass confusion. Bad times are coming. It says evil shall grow upon the earth. Evils being bad times. I can read it again, 2nd Edge 16 and 21. It reads, Behold, victual shall be so good cheap upon the earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow. Evils being bad times. Recession is about to hit this earth. All right. The sword. All right. We know the white man stay killing, and we know the weapon, the guns, them stay marching on people. Famine. All right. But it's going to be caused by people not being able, all right, to purchase food, and sometimes food not being readily available. This is coming. All this coming recession, because other country that provides food for you, all right, they're not going to cut off their nose to spite their face. Okay, they got to have to preserve and keep that food for themselves. All right. And great confusion. People are going to wonder what's happening. It's going to hit them like a ton of bricks. All right. Now I have another video here that I want you to look at, and in this video, it's basically going to show you what cruise ships are telling the majority of tourists, all right, that come off of the ships into tourist dependent countries like the Bahamas, Jamaica, Trinidad, St. Lucia, Barbados, and so on. And it's not only happening here in the Bahamas, but I have a video of some guests, some tourists that came off of one of the cruise ships, and listen to what the cruise ships are telling the people. All right, and we know this is a ploy from the heads. All right, because we know the billionaires who own these cruise ships and whatever. All right, we know they're part of. All right, we know they're part of the elites. All right, they're making that money year round. Okay, so what they're trying to do is basically destabilize, all right, smaller Caribbean nations. All right, so they can usher in their one world currency, or usher in that charagma, that's CHIP, because they know we're dependent on that tourism dollar. All right, so what they're gonna do is make the economy weak, or weaken the economy where ain't nothing happening, where ain't no passengers coming off of the cruise ships. All right, which is gonna cause people to be vulnerable. All right, which is gonna cause people to not be making money. So when they come with that solution, when they come with that charagma, all right, people are gonna willfully take that. That's gonna be the first step. The second step is gonna be when it's gonna be mandated forcefully on those of us who didn't fall for that trap. All right, but guess what? The elect isn't gonna take that through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. But I just want to play the video, all right, just to show you what cruise ships are doing to destabilize economies that rely on the tourism dollar. Listen to what she says carefully, Lord, when the play is clear.
Take a taxi, but we wanted to know if it was safe, because we're scared and we just want to go see what the beach and the water looks like.
Yes, ma'am. What did the ship tell you?
We've seen things from all the cruise lines that people are being robbed and drugged and raped and murdered. So we're scared. All the tourists are scared.
Yeah, that's why nobody come off the ship.
That's exactly what they're saying.
That's what they said to you.
Yeah. Didn't we all say it? Hear all that?
Oh, yeah, they all got my paper.
Yeah.
So,
It's even on our paper. Everybody's saying it.
every day,
Don't bring no jewelry, no purses,
ship
no
gives
money.
you a piece of paper.
See, so they have the Bahamas. They making the Bahamas look. The Bahamas is supposed to be the #1 tourist destination in the world. They having the Bahamas look like basically a banana republic. You know what I mean? Whereas, our people over here, they have a lot of. Let me put it like this: they haughty. All right, they get a lot of pride on them. You know what I mean? So they really don't be into. You know what I mean? Treating guests. I mean, they're good with tourism, but they don't be starstruck. Let me put it like that. Starstruck. And it's not as bad, all right, as the powers that be is trying to make it look. But they're only doing this to try to destabilize our economy, right, to make us vulnerable, all right, so we can come running to them for that solution. And you know what their solution could be, all right, that one world currency, all right, that charagma, all right, where they could digitally enslave you. You know, but let me play. Let me see. Yeah, but she said they gave them pamphlets. They warned them before they came off the ship, and it's all over. It's all over the ship's message boards. But let me play a little bit more.
Yeah, it tells you where you're going, what they have to do.
And they trying to sell you an excursion, right?
No.
Ernie, hold on. Let him finish what he's saying, Ernie.
On the bottom, it says important.
Travel advisory.
Travel advisory. I wish I had the damn paper.
I got a paper. But y'all said it. Everybody's saying they're scared.
Come on,
It's on our paper. Travel advisory.
burglaries, rape, murder. They scaring the living daylights out of the tourism so the tourists can stay on the ship and spend the money with the ship. You see how wicked these people is? All right, you see what's going on. You know that when they use their media and when they use their influence, all right, people tend to listen and gravitate to it. All right, so this is going to cause major damage, all right, to our economy. This is going to cause major damage, all right, to our tourism business over here in the Bahamas. But guess what? Scripture says, all right, that the might out of the place is going to be gained. You know what I mean? People ain't gonna be that happy-go-lucky tourism, festive party and sport no more. All right, things are going to dry up. All right, let me get a little bit more, and they're going to bring the precepts, and then they're going to get out of here.
They tell you don't bring no jewelry, no purses.
No jewelry, no purses.
No, but that's what I said. They still want your money, but they don't want y'all to make money.
So they still want your money, but they don't want you all to make no money. She know exactly what's going on. All right, so this is the book of Isaiah, because these times are coming, man. These were prophesied to come way before our time, and it's to what Yahweh Shai be able to see these things happening now, because things have to get real bad in order for us to receive the kingdom. All right, so we're looking forward to these things to happen. The Lord's willing we stick and stay. The Most High put that spirit on us to stick and stay. You know what I mean? To remain faithful and trust in Him. All right. This is book of Isaiah 24:7. It says that the new wine mourneth, the vine languisheth, all the merry-hearted do sigh. All right. So the new wine mourneth. All right. When it say the vine languisheth, all right, meaning all those, remember now in Babylon they have like the social services, all right, and all those free money, the free money when they was throwing at them inflations and whatever. And over here in the Bahamas where we had our national insurance and everybody was getting a little stipend from national insurance or whatever, all right, all that's going to dry up. You see what the scripture says this new wine mourneth, the vine languisheth, and all the merry-hearted do sigh. All right, people are going to be catching hell. It ain't going to be happy-go-lucky no more over here in the Bahamas. All right, it's not going to be that tourism festive paradise with everybody that's be coming to the sun, and sea, and hotels book and John Canoe and all type of different things like that. When this recession hit, that is going to come to naught. All right, that's going to come to, all that shit is going to stop. All right, this is book Isaiah 24:8. It reads, the might of the tabret ceases. All right, basically the might of all that music, all that them festivals, them concerts and stuff, all that shit can stop. The noise of them that rejoice endeth, the joy of the harp ceases. All right, so all your regalas, all your little festivities, ain't nothing that's going to be happening. All right, it's going to be just like it was in 2020 when ain't nothing was happening and people was on lockdown and no one was on the streets, no money was making, everybody was crying. All right, but their eyes wide open. All right, it says that they shall not drink wine with a song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. All right, ain't nobody gonna be having a good time. All right, it says that the city of confusion is broken down, every house is shut, that no man may come in. All right, because as you know, this is going to have a trickle down effect from Babylon. All right, you know, Babylon is a city of confusion. All right, this is going to have a trickle down effect because, like I said, our tourist dollar, all right, 90% of our tourist dollar comes from 90% of our dollar value comes from tourism, all right? And we rely on tourists coming from Babylon, mainly Babylon, all over the world, but mainly Babylon, all right? So if this is going to happen there, all right, judge what is going to happen, okay? Yahweh Hashem Yahushua ain't playing. We need that recession to come in order for everything to flick and crumble, in order for this wicked kingdom of the so-called white man to crumble, in order for us to establish our kingdom. All right, we got two more major prophecies coming, which is that Karagma, all right, and then we got World War III, all right, then we got our kingdom coming, all right, so we need these bad times to come in order for these to come to fruition. All right, the Lord's willing, this lesson was edifying and saved His purpose. I'd like to give all thanks, glory, honor, and praise to the supreme power, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah Kadash. All right, Shalom. This is Brother Kasawan closing out. Shalom, Abad Babal, and Ban-Yasharahla.